everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Velvet Lounge Life. And yes, I am going to give you an update on our worldwide tribute Charmstring community project. Thank you so much to everyone that took the time to put some buttons in a packet and mail them. I really appreciate it. And it is helping this project because, yes, of course, we have a shortage of buttons. We know that, or I know that because I'm the one that's working on it, of course. I know that there is definitely not enough to complete the goal right now, but every donation puts us a bit closer, and I really, really appreciate every donation, whether it's large or small. And I will, I had a couple people that asked questions. So in this video, I am going to do my best to answer those questions. And they're pretty much the same questions that I've been getting from, I'm going to say maybe the second video that I put out about the project, and they're really awesome, awesome questions. So anyway, let me give you a quick update. So one of the things that has happened since the last video, which is really awesome news, is I was able to get the get the new wire. If you remember in the previous video, this wire was just the wire I ordered. I thought it was going to be a thicker gauge, and it actually ended up being thinner. So I had to reorder the thicker gauge, and the issue that happened with that I did not tell you guys about because it happened afterwards is they did not have the appropriate gauge, which is a 26 in stock. So I was like, wow, what am I going to do? And I actually sent them an email and let them know what I was working on, and also that obviously I'm a repeat customer, which I could see in their records. And they actually somehow worked it so that they were able to send me the wire that I needed. No, this is not a sponsored video. I don't really even know what those are because I've never had one. And I did pay for the wire, just to let you know. Just in case someone is like, is this an advertisement or something? Definitely not. And so I was able to order the wire, and they sent it first class mail. So it got here within like maybe 3 days, 4 days. And so that was really awesome. So thankfully, because I was sort of like, oh, am I going to have to, that wire was so thin, I probably would have had to quadruple it, which would have been a big issue, and a lot of wire, as well as a lot of kinking and messiness to try to deal with. And also it would have compromised the integrity of this Charmstring Garland that I'm trying to create just because of the pure weight. And that was one of the things that came up as well. Thank you, husband, for asking the question, because he saw me like measuring like things, because I believe in, yes, you don't measure twice, measure 3 times, just to make sure, because you don't want to start anything over again or have to do some weird, janky repairs or cobbling things together or whatever. And so he was like, because I was measuring it out on the floor so that I could get a feel for 50 feet. And that way I wouldn't have to continuously hold this thing up, tie it up to all these banisters and railings and handrails and all of that. And so one of the questions that he asked is, well, do you know how much this is going to weigh? And I was like, wow, I never really thought about the weight of it. So I took a pre-existing Charmstring that I made some years ago that is about 6 feet long, and I, weighed it on the scale, and I was like, whoa, yeah. What I discovered from that is, versus this being a 51-foot Charmstring Garland, tribute Charmstring Garland, it is going to have to be 55 feet. And the reason why is it needs to, the length help support the weight when this is installed, for people to look at, touch, rub against, whatever might happen to it. You don't want it to be too taut. And the way it would have been draped, it definitely, you know, I was not going to have a lot of extra drapage, but now it'll have, it should definitely at 55 feet have enough where like the integrity of it should be totally fine, as long as it's properly like tied up. And I plan on tying it up with ribbon. So that's like something that you'll see obviously as the month nears. The other thing that came up were, like I said, some questions. So some of the questions were in regards to color, types of buttons, sizes of buttons. So I am going to take you to my workroom and show you some examples. And also I had questions about mailing. So the popular, well, I would say the most popular question I got or received was in regards to what type of buttons am I looking for this project. I am looking for whatever you can spare, because, you know, one of the things I'm hoping for, of course, is that we have a variety of colors. The colors help the Charmstring pop. It helps it to look like more than just a rudimentary craft project. And also, I have an announcement that I will be making in the next video about the potential future home of this Charmstring. I am trying to work that out with an organization to see if there's interest there. But, you know, the better the Charmstring is, the more likely it'll have a permanent home that is somewhere, you know, really special. So, like I said, in the next video, I will definitely give you guys more information on that. And also, size. That was another question. So, first question, colors. As many colors as I can get. The materials can vary. I have everything from moon glow buttons to vulcanite buttons to Bakelite buttons to metal buttons to Catalan to Gatling to leather to, these are some wooden buttons, you know, some made of wood. This is made of some sort, I want to say this might be Catalan, this particular material. So, you know, it can vary. Buttons that are made from material. The only thing with the ones that are made from material is that is the one area where I won't be able to spend a lot of time cleaning every single button. And also I have to be able to get the wire through the material buttons. So that's just something to be aware of. And so, you know, that's it. I mean, it's easy. Just whatever you can send, believe me, I appreciate every single donation, every person that's taking a few seconds, you know, moments out of their day to, you know, put these buttons together so that we have enough to complete this project. Because my number one concern is simply, will there be enough to complete the project? That is really my number one concern. I can try to make almost anything else work. So the other question that I had is on size. What size buttons am I looking for? And I am looking for buttons of any size, you know, even the tiny buttons. Not the teeniest tiny buttons, like here are some small, I think, yeah, this is one of my Victorian buttons. Put that there, bam. You can see, and actually let me use this business card for scale. So you could see the differences in sizes. They're pretty like all over the place, which is great. I actually like that because it adds variety to the project. It's not just all one size or one type of material. You know, the buttons are like us as human beings. They are diverse. They have different backgrounds. They have different origins. You know, they represent the world. And that's the whole idea of this project. And the other thing that people have asked me is, you know, as far as shipping goes, although I know some people will be like, you already answered that question. That's totally fine. Please, I'd rather you ask the question over and over again versus, you know, me not giving you an answer. So please bear with me if any of this is a repeat for some of you. But as far as shipping goes, the United States Post Office has flat rate envelopes. And it's one rate. It says any weight. That's not really true. In this envelope, you can ship up to 70 pounds if you are anywhere in the United States. And if you are from outside of the United States, a foreign country, for example, 4 pounds is the maximum weight. That's a lot of weight. One of the misconceptions about these flat rate envelopes is that people think that you can, because I think the word flat is really misleading. They think that they can only put paperwork in these envelopes. That is not true. I have shipped, I always talk about the fact that I have shipped a pair of sneakers in an envelope just like that. If it fits, it ships, and that is not a joke. And I know that's one of the taglines for their advertising campaign, but it's true. The only thing they care about is the weight. And the thing I would say is put whatever you ship, put it inside of a plastic bag that zips or a box. You can actually put boxes in these envelopes, and then make sure that you tape this envelope shut. It does have their own little adhesive strip, but I find that if you add more tape, it's definitely sturdier. As long as it can fit in this envelope, they don't care if you tape it up until, you know, kingdom come or whatever. And then, of course, you'll have your mailing label, or you could write the address on the back of it, the return as well as the sending address. And the other option, once again, is first class mail. First class mail, you simply have to be in the United States to use it. And your package has to weigh under 1 pound or 16 ounces, which equals 1 pound. So as long as it's 16 ounces or less, you can use first class mail. This envelope in the United States only costs like $7, I believe, to mail, maybe $7 and some change. A first class package, which means you have to have your own packaging and all of that, cost approximately $5 anywhere in the United States. And all of these include tracking automatically. You do not pay extra for tracking on the flat rate envelope or on first class mail. All of it is tracked. The only difference is with the priority mail, they do insure the package up to $50. So yeah, so it's really easy to ship. Just put the items in a Ziploc bag, address your envelope, you know, go to the post office, ship it. I know that there's been some controversy with the post office due to the current administration in the United States. And so far, we have had no issues receiving our packages. Everything has come on time. Postal workers are, you know, doing an amazing job under the extreme conditions that they've been put in. And I appreciate what they do, just like I appreciate what a doctor or a nurse or a fire person or some sort of technician, you know, or an electrical engineer out there trying to keep the power on or water running or whatever all of these jobs are that are definitely essential, I appreciate them as well. So, like I said, so far we've had 0 issues, so please do not let that hold you back. And of course, yes, we could use more donations. You know, because some people did ask that question, do we need more donations? Yes, thank you so much for asking that question. And also, my last thing I want to hit upon, someone asked me about the bits and the bobs, like what are those? So this is a Monopoly game piece from an old game that we had that was missing pieces. I actually went through when I started this project, I went through, or was preparing for it, went through all of our old games that, you know, were not complete or we had extra pieces for. And I took all of those pieces out that I could use for this project, and I used my own O-rings that I have to attach it to the Charmstring. I think this is an interesting piece. It's like some sort of toggle from something. I don't know what this was from, but yeah, I added that. There's some pearls from a broken necklace. And somewhere on here, there's a brass bell. I do have a lot of brass bells just like this one, but if you have any that look older, I could definitely use those, especially if they, you know, still make a noise, or even if they don't make a noise. Just something that looks different. The more bells, the better, because obviously this is for the holidays. So for Christmas, you know, having some of the bells on there would be awesome. As long as they're, like I said, we don't need any more this type of bell because I have enough of those. There's also on here, like this brass tag. I don't know what this tag was from. Actually, there you go. I don't know what this diamond-shaped tag with a dot in the middle was from, but it already had a hole in it, and I simply added a jump ring to it so I could string it on here. So almost anything that, you could see how small these are, anything that's small with a hole in it, I might be able to use on this project. But if in doubt, just send it and I will use it if I can, and if I cannot, then just like any leftover buttons, they will be used for projects, or I might just give them away in bundles or something. You guys, please tell me down below in the comments what you think I should do. If there is anything left over, I would definitely appreciate your ideas and respect them. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in for this little update. And remember that your health is your wealth, and without your health, you have absolutely nothing. So please take care of yourselves. Take a second to simply give this video a thumbs up by clicking the button and subscribe.